Good evening, Mr. Hong and Miss Lee, and thanks for joining me at the end of this debate and for listening this whole thing through. It's been a long week of this debating, so let's get to the end of this. Overview. The affirmative wins the debate on presumption at minimum because first, the negative failed to refute my criterion or values, second, to failed to address any of my points on why speech should be allowed, and third, because he failed to until the last speech to present a case on the topic. The value criterion. My opponent has dropped my value that we should view all organisms as equally. He says that animals are less important than humans and testing on animals will save lives, but this neglects the fact there is no logical justification for treating animals differently. Under this framework, it allows for the mentally handicapped and less language proficient persons to be abused and ultimately allows for any person with an undesirable trait to be rejected. The language critique still insists on allows for the exclusion of all organisms because we feel that we can't understand them, so they're inherently wrong. This paradigm destroys any education. We can't assimilate all forms of argumentation into one. He can see that his act is excluding me in the new form of debate, not the other way around. Even if he's right, he gives no reason why his exclusion is more important than the exclusion of animal speech. Only by viewing the environment as just as valuable as humans can be able to stop exclusion in every sphere. Speed critique. He has dropped my Carrie Marsh evidence that the speed increases communication, along with my Elizabeth Stein evidence that says that speed is key to linguistic abilities. This form of debate forces the brain to think faster and opens up new neural pathways. This is an independent reason to vote F. He also drops that maximized education is bad for debate because it results in debate being no more than a trivia contest. If we're just reading facts to each other, then no clash of argumentation takes place. He can't, and he didn't define a bright line for speed or even refute the fact that I couldn't know that he didn't like spreading. It's unfair to punish me for an arbitrary standard that no one knows what the line is that you should be rejected. Case. He said he makes a new case, but it's really abusive in the last speech. It's too late to bring up a new case when I only have a 2-minute rebuttal. Extend my coaching evidence, and he says that we'll continue to exploit animals as long as we see them as less than equal to humanity, and that this difference is the root cause of all other forms of violence. He said that animal testing helps save loved ones, but concedes that animals have thoughts, feelings, and pain, just as humans do, which makes his advocacy unethical. He says that animals are meant to be consumed, but there's a difference between killing animals for food and torturing them to the very limits of their lives. If it's not ethical to use humans for testing of animal diseases, it's not ethical to use animals for testing for human diseases when they can't protect themselves because we are stronger. His justification is a justification of the stronger rapist. Even if the testing is helpful, it will never come close to 100% effectiveness rate, which means people will always be dying no matter how much research is used. You should probably look at the fact that I reject all animal testing, even benign testing, which he has not addressed, allowing for useless testing that injures animals for no justifiable reason. The science he refers to not solely need animals, even if it does, it should be rejected for being immoral. And thank you. That wraps it up. Good night.